So today I wanted to talk a little bit about success and what does that mean exactly? I've met a lot of people who they think success is making a lot of money, having a huge house, having a good job, a lot of status, things like that. And that definitely qualifies as success, of course. But I always think of this one man that I met. I met him a few years ago. It was actually at this point, it was probably in the mid 2000s that I met him. And I always think about him when I think of success. And I wonder, was this man really successful? So I want to talk about his story a little bit and let you guys ponder it and have you guys decide. So I met him about 10 years ago, and he was just an acquaintance. He was an American male, a typical American male, white American. When he was really young, he joined, I think it was either the Navy or the Coast Guard. It was one of those, either the Navy or the Coast Guard. And he was very young when he joined, and he stayed with that for several years to the point that he actually retired through them. So that was his first career. And then he started his second career. And his second career, he was CEO of a big company. Well, it wasn't a huge company, but it wasn't small either. It was maybe a mid-sized company. So he became CEO of that company. He made a good salary. He made more than $100,000 in a year, which is a pretty good salary, especially so he was single. He was on several boards for different companies, different charities, nonprofits. He was on many different boards. He knew a lot of people, had his own house. Every few months, he would buy a new car or buy a motorcycle. He had a lot of toys like in that sense. And by all means, his resume looked really, really good. And eventually, he actually left that job, that CEO position, and he moved somewhere else where he took on an even higher position with more responsibilities. So on paper, he looked great. I mean, his resume was wonderful. So definitely, by many means, I mean, if you look at him on paper, he's successful. But this is what always thought was really interesting. He had been divorced, I think, three different times. So, and if it wasn't three times, it was twice. He was divorced at least two or three times. And he had a daughter from one of those relationships. And what I thought was really interesting is his daughter, who had become an adult by this point, she didn't talk to him. She wanted nothing to do with him. For whatever reason, and like I said, he was just an acquaintance, so I don't know all the details. I don't know exactly what happened with them. I just know that his adult daughter wanted nothing to do with him. She was very angry at him for whatever reason. So I always thought that that was really interesting. Here he was, he looked great on paper, he had a very impressive resume, but he'd been divorced several times, and his daughter wanted nothing to do with him. I thought, is that really success? Is that true success? You've got a job, you've got money, you've got a house, you've got cars, but your child wants nothing to do with you. Your grown adult child wants nothing to do with you. So, what does that mean? Are you truly successful? So, family to me is a pretty big deal. It's pretty important. And I understand, from the outside, a good job, good salary, nice house, nice car, it looks good. It looks successful from the outside. But if your child doesn't want anything to do with you, if your child doesn't like you, something is wrong. It takes a lot to break that bond between a parent and a child. So when a child is born, I mean, it's completely dependent on its parents to take care of it. And that bond between the child and its parents is typically very strong. So for a bond like that to break, something went really, really wrong. And I always wonder, this man, he looked great on paper. I talked to him a few times, and he was CEO on all these boards, knew all these important people. But his daughter wanted nothing to do with him. And I just cannot believe that to me, that is not success. To me, something went wrong. Something in his life was not balanced. And so for me, it's not success. But I know a lot of people who they do believe that that is success. They believe that that is successful. And then I always think about your deathbed, the day you die, towards the end of your life, when you die. Are you going to die in that house that you own? Are your cars that you bought going to be next to you when you die? Is your money going to be near you, weeping as you die? I mean, you might not even die in that house. You might die in a nursing home. You might, you might have lost your money by then. I don't know. But will your children be there when you die? Will your children be near you when you die? So I always thought about this man. I wonder what's going to happen when he dies. Will his daughter be there? It's just, or is he going to be, is he going to die in a hospital somewhere surrounded by strangers or what? So for me, if someone has a really, really, really good career and lots of money and all that stuff, but their kids don't talk to them, to me that's not success. Something went wrong and their life is really imbalanced. But that's just my opinion. And so I'm really curious, what you guys think of it. What do you think about that? And it is just a question. It's some food for thought. What do you think about that? Was that man truly successful in life? Is that real success? Or is success something more than just materialistic goods? Is success more than just having money or having that big house or having a really good salary or being CEO? Is there more to success than just that? So it's an interesting question, and I encourage you to just kind of contemplate it, just think about it. What does success really mean to you? What does success really mean in general? Thanks so much again for listening, and until next time, have a great day.